Hi, we're here today and we're going to be installing and giving a review of the Lund Elite Series Fender Flares for a 2006 Ford F-150. These Fender Flares are good on Ford F-150s model year 2004 to 2008. Just pulling them out of the package. They're a really nice quality product. They got a nice finish on them, nice smooth finish, matte finish I would call that. And putting them on the vehicle, they have a great dry fit so far. I tried one of the cheap brands that I got on eBay. It was about $115 and they fit horribly and they weren't going to go on nicely. So we returned those and ended up with these, and so far I'm really happy with the quality, and these are far and away better than the ones that we purchased on eBay. Alright, the first step, which we've already done but I'll show again, is just to make sure that they're going to fit your vehicle. So you want to just hold it up, make sure that the notches, there's a notch right over here that fits in to this seam here, is going to fit in, and make sure that the curve is correct for the line of the vehicle. And this looks great. That cheap one that I got on eBay, when I did the dry fit on the front Fender Flares, this front part was probably close to 2 or 3 inches back towards the wheel from where it should have lined up. This one fits really well. Which way?
Turn on.
Start on this side?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? The next step is to install this rubber gasket, and you're installing it on the top part of the fender flare. This is the bottom part and this is where it attaches to the truck. This is the top part where it's going to go against the side of the truck. And if you look at this carefully, this is the way that it needs to go. This forms like a T, and the T should be along this top edge. And you'll see later then how this fits against the truck. So it's best to start at one end and just work it on slowly. Alright, I'm nearing the end here, and as you can see I'm just sliding this on as we go. It can be kind of tricky. Sometimes it seems to go on tough, sometimes it seems to go on nice and easy. Helps if you have it lined up right. So there we go. And there we have it to the end. So now what you're gonna do is, it's to the end, so now you're gonna grab a utility knife and cut it off. So I'm just gonna even it up to the end here and carefully cut through it, and there we go. And now I'm gonna go back and push on it all just to make sure that we've got it all secure. Okay, and now we're ready to begin installation on the truck. Alright, so we've got the flare next to the truck here, and we have the hardware set out that we're going to use. For the front fender flare, you've got 3 of these brackets, a plastic screw, and then a clip for the very front. So the first step now is to remove some existing hardware from the truck. Get out of there, Bentley. Come on. Here's the first bolt that we're going to take out right here. Right down at the base. So I'm just using a socket here to quickly remove this screw. Okay, the other two screws are up above, or it's, yeah, you should have one right here. And then the other one is more towards the front, right here. Alright, so now we've got all those screws out. Now we're going to push this up, and if you look up here, we're going to make sure that that gasket is not folded over like so. We want it to be folding out, if anything. And if we have a little bit that's sticking out here and there, we'll be able to pull that out later. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this factory screw back in here and tighten it up a little. We're not going to tighten it all the way down, so we have the ability to move this around a little bit as we continue to work. Okay, next are these clips. So with the remaining two screws that we took out, this clip goes into this hole here, and then you've got to muscle this thing back like so, hold it in place, and get that screw started. Let's have you reposition, Jake, for a better view. Come on over here. Come around this side of me, please. Let's see if you can get right in there. Alright, you see this? Yep. You really gotta push on here to get that in. Okay, and we might need to have a helper here. To get this lined up right. Am I lined up? Oh, I'm off a little bit. Move that. There we go. Get that started. Just like so. Grab my wrench. Again, you gotta just put some muscle into it, and then it should go in easy. So I'm not gonna tighten that up all the way. I'm gonna leave it about like so. Now if you come back to the top, you can look at this gasket, and you'll see how it's folded up, just like it's supposed to, not folded under. So now we're going to repeat what we just did for this one right back here. So here's the hole right here, and there is the hole right there. So you can see it's pretty far off. So all you got to do is give it some muscle. And you might need to get a helper. Okay, so for the top part, you have the same one of these brackets, but since there's no factory screw there, they give you this to use instead. So what you do, clip the clip in like you did before, have the screw all the way out, because what's going to happen is that screw's going to go in and it's going to push out on all those fingers there to create a nice seal. So we're gonna try to line this guy up. With that hole. I gotta reposition myself here. There, I've got the first part in. Get this screw started now, if I can. And we just screw it in. Oh, there we go. Okay. That guy popped into place. Now that's pretty much set. We've got one more clip to do, and that's on the very front here. And for this, we've just got a clip. It's going to go over the existing fender onto this plastic. And there's a little tab inside there. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the tab? The tab needs to be on the Fender Flares side, so it goes into that little recess right there. So what we found is that this thing is super tight, and to help aid in getting it started, I filed this down here a little bit, just taking a utility knife. I'm putting a slope onto this plastic, so the thickness of the fender in this plastic is a little bit less at first there, so we can get this thing started. So again, the notch thing goes up here, and I'm gonna just try to get one edge started. There we go. And we're gonna move it down into position. That looks about right, and I think it's in. Just give it, oh, there, it clicked. With that last little bit of muscle, it clicked. And there we go. And yes, don't let go. I had one shoot off of here somewhere into the engine bay before when I was trying this. So be careful with that. That spring has a lot of force to it. All right, that's it for the front. All right, we forgot to mention to go back and tighten up all the bolts that we worked on, and then you're going to want to review the gasket here and make sure it's okay. And right here we've got a small little bit that is folded under. So all we're going to do is carefully work the fingernail in there and pull it back, and once you get it back a little bit, it should start doing it on its own. So
then you also want to smooth that out. Makes it like this.
And there you have it. So now here it is, the completed front flare, and as you can see, it looks really nice. It really adds a lot to the truck. And we've got the other side on as well. So I found that what helps to get these on is to file this edge a little bit here. Just taking a file, taking a flat file. Where did my flat file go?
It's behind.
Here's my flat file, and just working it back and forth there. That helps with those clips that go on, because my fenders here are a little swollen from rust. They're a little fatter than normal, so the clips don't go on like they should. So filing a little bit down there prevents the clips from having to go on quite as far. Alright, I forgot to mention when we started this project the reason why we're doing it. This 2006 Ford F-150 has started to show some rust in the fenders, and it's basically due to some gasket material inside that tends to collect road debris and moisture, and the moisture holds right in there, and if bad enough, then it starts to rot out. So I have done some surface preparation here. I sanded what I could, got most of the rust out, and then I applied a duplicolor factory color match paint over the top just to try to protect it. Before I put the flare on, I am also going to coat all this with a marine grade grease just to add a little more protection to the fender flare. Before I did this, I also scraped out the inside of the fender flare as best I could with a wire brush and applied paint the best I could too. And I have been and will continue to spray oil up in that inside of the fender flare to try to extend the life of the truck. Alright, so the first step on the rear fender flare is to remove the factory, I don't know what these are called, these body panel holders. So, get it started here. These things are not much fun. Alright, if you can just get it started a little bit. Maybe grab it with the pliers. And just muscle it out of here.
You done?
Alright, so on the rear fender flare, we use 4 of these clips that we finished up the front fender flare with. And due to the fit issue that I had up there, I'm going to go ahead and file each of these brackets or these parts down a little bit to make it easier to get the clips on. Alright, so we've got these filed down a little bit just using the utility knife to aid in getting those down. Now we did notice on this hole here it seems like it's in farther for some reason, and I don't know why that is. It's going to be hard for that indentation to engage, but we'll go ahead and file this down anyway while it's off the truck in case we need to do that. Okay, so we've got this on here and we're just holding it right now, and this side's actually going to be a bit trickier, I think, because there's not as many things to help line it up. So we're going to start with the only thing we have here, and that's this hole with this pin. We're just going to push that in, and we will grab the screwdriver, which is right here, and we will tighten that in. So now we're moving towards the front of the truck. We're going to put one of these clips on here. And she's almost there. I did not hear the little click. Can't tell if it went in there or not. Alright, so now we've got a couple more clips to install here and here. And again, this just comes down to muscling these on. Now, this one seems to be really, really tight. And I think it's due to the rust on the back of the truck. Alright, to help with the problem here, I took a couple needle nose pliers and I tried to pry this open a little bit just to make it a little bit wider. So I gripped on opposite sides like this and just kind of wrenched on it a little bit, try to open it up. Okay, now we're gonna come back up here. And we're gonna get one corner started if we can. There we go. It's a little bit out of position. Boy, she does not want to go. Oh, I can feel it. There's a lip up there on the top. Alright, let's try it again now. Alright, got the one corner started. Let's grab our hammer here. See if we can nudge that on. Oh. Now, like I said before, these things want to shoot off of here, so be very, very careful. Now my Fender Flare is moving out. There we go. It's almost in. Alright, there we go, 2-1. And then we got one more up here at the top, which we'll take care of. Okay, so we've got everything in, except for this front tab. And just looking at this front one here, there is no way that this tab is going to engage in that hole here. This plastic is too thick. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to the shop and we are going to get a self-tapping screw, hopefully a stainless one, and we'll put that in there and hold it like that. So that'll be the plan. No amount of filing was going to get the clip to work on this one, so on a galvanized self-tapping screw, painted it black, and I'll give it a coat of paint after I get it in. Gonna zip that in there and call it a day. So push this on tight. There we go. Snug that up. There we have it. Alright, well here we have the completed product. Just have to clean up my tools. really looks pretty good. It's a big improvement over the rust spots on the back Fender Flare, and hopefully with the grease in there and then continued oiling, it'll be good for a few years yet anyway. So overall, it's not too bad of an install. You need to be a bit creative in some spots. Filing really helped out a lot with the clips on the rear here, and then these front ones on both sides weren't even close to working, so I just went ahead with a self-tapping screw and a washer and zipped them in there. Stainless probably would have been better, but galvanized was what I had on hand, so that's what we did. So there you have it. Hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions on the install, leave them in the comments and we can try to help you out. Alright, thank you.